Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pickups. I have a lot to show you, so let's not waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get started right away. The first pickup that I'd like to show you is something that actually happened by chance, really. This is a Wonderswan crystal, and this particular device, it was my first Wonderswan purchase. I purchased this back in 2018. Along with a few games from Beefvalve. Some of you might know who he is. And this is the original Wonderswan crystal that I had purchased. This is before I got really big into Wonderswan collecting and completed all of the sets. So this was a console that was only released in Japan. It was created by Gunpei Yokoi, who also created the Virtual Boy, among many other devices. And it's a little Bandai Namco product that not a whole lot of people in the United States know about, but its popularity is growing a little bit. So why am I showing this to you now if I picked it up in 2018? Well, I had some modifications done. So there was a gentleman that, while I was waiting in line for the limited run retail store grand opening, the gentleman in front of me and I got to talking, and it turns out he loves to do console modifications. I've always wanted to have one of these done for my Wonderswan collection, and it just so happens to be that he is a huge fan of the Wonderswan as well, so he wanted to go ahead and see if he can't mod this for me, and I agreed to it right then and there, gave him the Wonderswan, and I've just recently received it back. It's actually been a couple of weeks. I've been testing with it and playing with it, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So, what kind of modifications were done? Well, it looks pretty unassuming for right now, right? It just looks like your standard Wonderswan. Let me go ahead and get a game. This is not a flex, I promise, even though it looks like a flex. This game is language independent, which is really nice. So I've been playing Judgment Silver Sword for a little bit, just having fun with this thing. Let me go ahead and get this out here. I know this looks like a flex, but literally there are a few Wonderswan games that don't require you to know Japanese, and this is one of them, so there we go. So we'll go ahead and pop that card right in the back, and you might start to notice a difference right away as soon as I press the power button. And, well, the first thing is, it's backlit, and it's a glass screen. The second thing is, this particular console has two different modes. You can play it this way, the landscape mode, or you can turn it 90 degrees and actually play it in what Evercade is calling tape mode. And this is something that's actually really cool. Now, I love the fact that this Wonderswan crystal is now backlit. It has a better screen on it. The whole screen was replaced. I'm going to go ahead and press start. Please ignore my like absolutely poor gameplay. I'm not great at it at all, but there's a couple things that I did want to show you as far as what is now done with this particular, and I hope that my camera is picking it up. I'll just leave it on demonstration. I think that's the best for the both of us. One of the things is there's a touch sensor here that allows me to change the colors, which I think is really freaking cool. I think that's really neat, and it makes some puzzle games look a whole heck of a lot better, which I think is pretty awesome. So that's one of the neat little mods that was done to this. The other is there is a brightness touch panel there as well to extend battery life if you needed to, which is really nice. But another thing, if you've never seen Judgment Silver Sword, it is a fantastic game, by the way, so I highly recommend it. So just standard left to right, and I'm so poor at this game, and I'm trying to look at my monitor instead of the actual Wonderswan for trying to play this, and I'm doing very poorly. So yep, I'm doing that poorly. Anyway, I wanted a beefed out Wonderswan crystal for my collection, and I managed to get myself one. The mods were kind of pricey, but you know what? They're worth it when you have the premium console that you could play. The only thing that I really wish to now have for the Wonderswan is the ability to play these cartridges on a TV. So I'm hoping and praying that Analog will make their Pocket, the Analog Pocket, compatible with Wonderswan cartridges. That's going to make me very happy. So when I finally get my my Wonderswan, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, Lumpiest Flower on Discord. That's unfortunately the only way that I know how to get a hold of him. He was the one that did the mods for me, and I absolutely love this thing. It's fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So now I feel like I could start, you know, getting into more games and figuring more out now that I have the proper console to play it on. So really excited about this. I'm glad it's finally back at home in my collection. So thank you, Lumpiest Flower. I appreciate you, man. And sorry it took so long to actually get this video out. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the gentleman that I went to and traded my Wii U kiosk for the Amiga and the Apple IIe. I also managed to trade in a bunch of other duplicates that I had in my collection and got a little bit of store credit. So while we were messing around with the Wii U kiosk, making sure that everything worked properly, I also did a little bit of shopping. I picked up a couple of things. So for some reason, I was just on an N64 kick. I picked up a couple of N64 games. Army Men Sergeant Heroes 2, the gray cartridge variant. I also got Off-Road Challenge, Nightmare Creatures, good old Jeopardy, and Glover. I could have sworn I had Glover in my collection. Apparently I did not. So I've had this game, just the case on this, for quite some time. So I've been looking for this game loose. And I finally got it for $6. So I still don't have the manual for it. But, you know, you get the box and now the game with it for a grand total of $6. I got the case for free somewhere. I don't even remember where. My wife picked this one out. She said, this one looks cool. So I said, okay, we'll get that too. Ancestors Legacy for the Nintendo Switch. It is, in fact, I guess, complete in box. So managed to get a copy of that. And then I had a couple of dollars left in store credit. So I went ahead and picked up a couple of NES games. One being Godzilla, Monster of Monsters. And a game that I've never owned, ever, I don't think. My brother needs to correct me if I'm wrong. For the NES, and I don't think I've ever played it either. So I'm really looking forward to putting this one in the console. It's Akari Warriors 3. Now, I have played the heck out of Akari Warriors. And I've even played a little bit of Akari Warriors 2. I've never played Akari Warriors 3, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out, now that I finally have it in my collection. So, looking forward to that. The last thing I got, it was a TurboGrafx CD game. It came from the desert. This will make my fourth TurboGrafx CD game. I have Might and Magic 3 Terraforming, Sid Meier's Terraforming, or Sid Mead's, Sid Mead's Terraforming for the Duo, and Exile, a Working Designs product. This is my fourth one for the TurboGrafx CD, and I really need to get myself an actual TurboGrafx CD, or I know Analog's going to be releasing that the TurboGrafx plus CD combo. Probably going to go ahead and pick one of those up instead. So just gearing up for that, and these are already expensive, my goodness. So yeah, so that was a quick trip to Retroid Games and Records in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, to get a couple more things added to the collection. Lots of commons here, and oh, by the way, I get these labels because it just looks so much better. Why does this one not have that label? Well, I already used the label on the green card. So, but yeah, these make it look a heck of a lot better. I got those back in 2017 when I first started collecting. And I'm still going for a complete set, so yeah, it's just gonna take some time. I'm not in too big of a rush. I went back to Whatnot. Yeah, I know. We had talked about this, right? Pocket, we talked about this. What's the deal with Whatnot? Why do you keep going back? I had about one bad experience with Whatnot, but I've had about 4 or 5 good experiences. So am I going to let one bad apple spoil the bunch? Not very fair to everybody else. Plus, this guy was actually really decent, really friendly, really nice, guaranteed his products, and is kind of local. He lives out near Charlotte, North Carolina. I live near Raleigh, North Carolina, so it was not going to be that much of a deal if something didn't work, and we did have to work something out. So it was his first live stream as well. So I jumped into his live stream, and he was selling a bunch of cool things. But he also had some giveaways. I managed to win one of the giveaways. We've never had that happen before. He sent me this little wind-up toy of Luigi from Super Mario Bros. 2. Little wind-up toy. He unfortunately does not work anymore, but it's still a cool little toy to have. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm glad he's here in my collection now. He also had a bunch of pens that from a Nintendo staff member, and I thought that was pretty cool. I told him, hey, get in touch with me after your sale. I'd love to buy one of those pens. And when the package got here, he actually threw one in for free, which I thought was really cool. So welcome to my new primary pen that I will be using. It's a Nintendo DS pen, and there's nothing too special about it, other than the fact that it's, you know, it's a Nintendo DS pen, and it's erasable. So, yeah, that's awesome. I love stuff like this, man. I don't know. I'm a total dork, and I don't care. The things that I actually bought from the guy, because I, believe it or not, spent money with this gentleman, was a game called Spiritual Warfare. It's a Wisdom Tree product, and another Wisdom Tree product called Joshua. Yeah. I mean, it's a piece of history, right? So I'm happy to have those in my collection because of the business practices or shadiness thereof that that occurred back in that day, and to have representation of that, well, why it's in my collection. It's one of those things that I absolutely love to be able to know and understand. So that was one, you know what, decent Whatnot experience. So is it Whatnot that's terrible, or is it each individual seller? It's kind of like, you know, I hate eBay or I love eBay. Well, not all sellers are bad, right? All depends on the individual. So there you go. I'll just be a little bit more picky. This particular pickup, it came from Italy, believe it or not. There was an advertisement that I saw basically on the fly. I don't remember what I was looking at. I don't even remember where I found this guy, but I've always been wanting to get these into my life because it's just going to make setting everything up a whole lot easier. So I went ahead and picked up this power cord, and it happens to have 3 different power inputs. Now this goes to the Sega Genesis. So this is supposed to be 1 power plug for each the Sega Genesis, Model 2 is what I got, Sega Genesis, Sega 32X, and Sega CD all in 1 gigantic power plug. That's going to be a heck of a lot simpler when I turn everything on. It's going to be really nice to have this set up finally. I'm not going to take up 3 power slots, I'm only going to take up 1. But while I was at it, I also picked up one more. This is for the Atari Jaguar. Now that I have an Atari Jaguar CD, and this is what actually made me look for this stuff. I have an Atari Jaguar CD now, but I don't have a power cord. Well, now I do, and it'll hook up the Atari Jaguar CD as well as the Atari Jaguar itself. So this is another one of those. It'll connect to 2 for only 1 power cord. So $50 for the both of these, I want to say. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end overall. So really happy to have that. My wife is very good to me. She managed to pick up something that I've been looking out for, and we got one out of the way. The Sega Genesis controller for the Nintendo Switch Online. We did get this one. I know this is the easier one to get. Trust me, I want the Nintendo 64 controller. Haven't gotten that yet. To get free shipping on this, though, from Nintendo, you had to actually purchase $50 worth of products. So she brought a Joy-Con wrist strap for 99 cents. So then we got free shipping. So I recommend that you do that, guys, if you want the free shipping for this stuff. Still on the lookout for the Nintendo 64 controller. Hopefully, at some point, they will become more readily available. Much like Amiibo, I have no doubt that they're going to have more in stock eventually. I can be patient and I can wait. I've seen a couple of people sell the Nintendo 64 controller for astronomical prices. My highest recommendation is that you just don't give in. You know, wait, be patient, wait just a little bit longer. Everything's going to work out in the end. All right. And then I got this on release day. I know it's been a few days since it released. I get it. Yep. Trust me, I wish I could create a pickups video on the day of release of every product that I get. That can't happen. But I got this on release day. I pre-ordered this, and I was really excited when it came in. And yeah, it's still in shrink. Haven't had time. But one day, I'm going to sit down with this thing, and I am going to enjoy it. I hope, and I've avoided reviews as well. I hope that it's doing very well. I played the heck out of the GameCube version, Super Mario Strikers, on the GameCube. I kind of skipped the Wii version. I didn't play that a whole lot, so I'm hoping that this one is really, really good. I really enjoyed the Mario sports games on GameCube. Super Sluggers and Mario Golf, etc., etc. Super Mario Strikers is actually front-facing in my GameCube collection. That's how much I played that game. So I am really looking forward to this. When this was announced, I actually told my community I want to set up a league. I want to do this tournament thing. Haven't had time to do that type of stuff, and it's frustrating. It's one of those things where you got to pick. Do you want to play games or do you want to collect games? Because, well, Pocket, you don't have time for both. So that, and I blame Last Oasis. That game is grabbed my attention as well. So anytime I am actually playing games, it's typically on Last Oasis. Look that game up on Steam. Season 5 is coming soon. I'm really excited about it. But Mario Strikers Battle League, I will open this eventually. Really looking forward to playing this. Okay, the next thing. I received a gift in the mail. I was made aware that this was coming before it showed up. And this gentleman, I actually have honored him already by putting one of his notes on my wall here. There is a gentleman that goes by the name of Sanchez. He lives in the UK. And he found me on Twitch. And he and I basically started playing games together when I was playing Farming Simulator 19 on Twitch. Yeah, I know. I like it. It's a good game. Don't knock it before you try it. Anyway, so I'm having a blast playing Farming Simulator 19, and this gentleman by the name of Sanchez, he comes in, and I invite him to my server, and we start playing together, and he and I, you know, I'm of the opinion that he and I hit it off. We really got to know and understand each other's likes and dislikes when it comes to video gaming, but also got to know each other through being in Discord many times. We got to know each other and actually talk about the stuff that's going on in our real lives. You know, how COVID has impacted our work lives, etc. So this was back when the pandemic first started, and we had a lot of time at home because businesses were kind of, you know, we don't know what to do with you guys. Should we keep you home? How do we transition everything to online, etc.? So he and I spent a lot of time together in Discord just chatting, and I'd like to think that we'd formed a really valuable friendship that I will essentially cherish for the rest of my life, just because, you know, it's lonely when you're stuck at home. But it was during that time that Sanchez and I really got to become good friends, and one of the things that he said to me when he sent me this package this time, he said, "Congratulations, Mr. Pocket. You have all of my physical video games that I have left." This gentleman has sent me many a different game from the United Kingdom, and I have every single one of his games that he had left in my collection, and I cannot thank him enough. So this is the last hurrah from Mr. Sanchez, and a big gigantic thank you to you, sir, because, well, as I typically say, you've sent too much, sir. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys and stop blabbing about it. First thing he said, "Hey, I got some old Vita games. You want them?" I said, "Well, yeah, of course." The first one he sent me is Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. I don't have this one at all. I need to do a little bit of research on this. I can't imagine that this is a PAL exclusive, but it's still really cool to have because I didn't have that at all. Another one is Killzone Mercenary. Now, I did do a little bit of research on the Vita itself, and it turns out that the Vitas are not region locked. So any Vita can play any game from any other region everywhere, which is fantastic. So it's not like I needed another Vita to be able to play these PAL games. And that's a good thing because, you know, having a bunch of games now that are from different regions, I'm going to be able to play them no matter which Vita I have. This is an interesting looking cover for Everybody's Golf. It's the PEGI version, the PEGI rated 3. But it has this this little thing right here, Network Pass. So I've not seen stuff that looks like this, but let me tell you, I am a fan of Hot Shots Golf, Everybody's Golf, etc. And then he sent me this. And this is why I say, Mr. Sanchez, I think you said too much. So it turns out that Mr. Sanchez really thinks I'm an excellent person, and what he actually said is, if you don't take this, then I'm just gonna throw it away. I said, all right, dude, send it over. He sent me an 8 gig card and a carry case, and that's about it. No, I'm kidding. He of course sent me his Vita in immaculate condition. Immaculate. I haven't charged this yet, and I haven't turned it on, but it is the OLED model. One of the first revisions. The model number tells me so. And just so you guys are aware, the model number is PCH1003. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that because GoPros, as lovely as they are, they don't show high detail when you use them as a webcam. So, sorry about that. Immaculate condition. Everything is just perfect with this. I now have a PAL, well, at least a Vita that came from the United Kingdom. Not that that matters because of the no region locks. So, Mr. Sanchez, thank you, dude. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing individual, and I really appreciate that. It's also cool to have all of these games from the PAL region as well. I will add these to the PAL wall. I have Invisibles that I got locally, believe it or not. But now I get to add these 3 to the PAL Vita wall, and that's going to be fantastic. So awesome, awesome stuff. But he's not done. He's still sent me games. Now, don't you love this? He sent me The Last of Us Remastered, North American version. I thought that was the weirdest thing, that he has a North American version of The Last of Us Remastered. But hey, you know what? It's getting added to the collection, and I cannot thank you enough for that. That's awesome, man. This I didn't even have, and it was on my to-buy list. Eventually, I was going to pick this up, but I guess I don't need to pick it up. It's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for the PlayStation 5. It's the UK version, but, you know, region-free and all that. Fantastic. Are you kidding me? You're going to give me a random PlayStation 5 game. That's so weird. I'm not complaining. I'm thanking you. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Oh man, Rainbow Six Siege by Tom Clancy. Of course, the PEGI version. Mr. Sanchez is definitely interested in the Tom Clancy style games because he also sent me The Division. Now, yes, I do have the North American version of The Division. You know what? I love having different covers from different regions to see the differences in what the disc art looks like versus what the cover art looks like. I don't know. I just think I find that interesting. Why did they market it this way? Why did they print this particular picture on this particular disc, etc.? I like to see the business decisions that they made behind that sort of stuff. So I really like it. I think it's really cool. Trials Fusion. I don't think I have this on the North American PlayStation 4. I do remember a Trials game on the Xbox, but I think I have that on the 360? Question mark? I don't remember. Oh, Lord. Hard to keep up with this stuff. Trials Fusion. By the way, Trials is a fun game. Absolutely excellent. Call of Duty World War II for the PS4, as well as Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Specialist Edition. Additional bonus content, though I can't honestly tell you that I know what that is. Probably that. 1100 Call of Duty points. Sounds microtransaction-y. I only played those for the single-player experience anyway, so same with Assassin's Creed Origins. That's awesome. I love that. Excellent. I love the Assassin's Creed franchise, man. And then finally, the last thing that he sent me, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy for the PlayStation 4. Mr. Sanchez. Oops. Well, there goes that. Mr. Sanchez, again, my friend, you have done too much. Again. Dude, thank you. Thank you. This is crazy. Scholar and a gentleman. I said, dude, let me pay for shipping. He said, I will do no such thing. All right, man. Mr. Sanchez, thank you. I really appreciate it. Every single one of these I'm super excited about. And yeah, you know I'm going to take good care of those. So I promise you that. So it's exciting stuff. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Yeah. So that's going to do it for today's episode. I really appreciate you guys stopping in for another pickups video. Can't wait to break into that Super Mario Strikers. I'm really excited about that. Also can't wait to play more of my Wonderswan. Really excited about that. And cannot wait to actually charge this Vita and see if there's any differences. I already have an OLED Vita. I want to see what type of differences there are between the one I have and the one that's been given to me by Sanchez. So looking forward to doing all of these things. Just got to set up some time to do it. Until next time, guys, thanks and take care.